Status codes and error handling in API communication, an essential topic indeed. When interacting with APIs, understanding status codes and implementing proper error handling is crucial for seamless communication. Let me provide you with a brief overview. Status codes are three-digit numbers returned by the server to indicate the outcome of an HTTP request. They can be categorized into 5 classes. 1. Informational. 1xx. These codes indicate that the request has been received and the server is continuing to process it. 2. Success. 2xx. These codes indicate that the request was successfully received, understood, and accepted. 3. Redirection. 3xx. These codes inform the client that further action is needed to fulfill the request. It typically involves redirection to another URL. 4. Client error. For XX, these codes indicate that there was an issue with the client's request, such as invalid parameters or unauthorized access. 5. Server error. 5xx. These codes indicate that an error occurred on the server while processing the request. Proper error handling involves gracefully handling these status codes to provide meaningful feedback to the client. Here are some best practices. 1. Check the status code. Examine the status code returned by the API to determine the outcome of the request. 2. Handle success codes. For 2xx status codes, process the response data as expected. The specific code may indicate the success type, such as 200 for a successful request or 201 for a resource creation. 3. Handle error codes. For 4xx and 5xx status codes, implement appropriate error handling logic. This may include providing descriptive error messages, logging the error, retrying the request, or taking corrective actions. 4. Use error payloads. APIs often include additional information in the response payload to provide details about the encountered error. Extract and utilize this information to enhance your error handling. 5. Implement fallback mechanisms. In case of server errors or unexpected responses, have fallback mechanisms in place to handle such situations gracefully, ensuring a smooth user experience. Remember, each API may have its specific set of status codes and error handling practices. It's essential to refer to the API documentation for accurate information on how to handle errors and interpret status codes for that specific API. I hope this overview helps you understand the basics of status codes and error handling in API communication. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask.